everybody. How are you? This is Don Clavin, Town of Hempstead Supervisor. I just want to give everybody a storm update. As you're well aware, the storm came in and had significant damage to the town of Hempstead. We had over 300 plus trees knocked down. We have had hundreds of crewmen and women out on the line working to clear roads. That is our first course of action, is to clear the essential roads and remove debris so people and first responders can get through. In addition, residents should know we will be working around the clock to get these trees cleared from these roads and then come back for secondary cleanup. More importantly, PSEG, they have spent allegedly tens of millions of dollars to improve technology and information systems. And yesterday is a red flag. At the height of this storm, their system failed. Residents could not text them, residents could not access their website, and residents couldn't even get the phones answered. And if there's anything worse than an electric company that can't provide electricity, it's an electric company that won't even answer its phones. The town of Hempstead has not only received hundreds of phone calls regarding downed trees, we have received hundreds of phone calls from residents frustrated they cannot get through to PSEG, get a response, or get any update. What lessons have we learned from the last superstorm? PSEG was brought into the Long Island network because they said they had learned lessons, they were going to make the investment. Yesterday's storm was nothing like Superstorm Sandy. And on the very first test that PSEG saw for significant damage in this area or a hurricane-type storm, they get an F, ultimately fail. This should be a red flag to everybody on Long Island. If we get the beginning of this hurricane season, any significant storms from the remainder of the year, we should all be aware of the response and the communications we are receiving PSEG. As a result, I'm writing Governor Cuomo today, asking him to have state officials investigate the lack of response and ultimate failure of PSEG in communicating with the residents. This is not that difficult. Fortunately in the town, phones have been answered at the entire storm. We have addressed hundreds of phone calls. In addition, our social media pages have been inundated with people notifying us about trees. We want to clear the roads, but it's unfathomable that we are now being inundated with calls and complaints about PSEG because they cannot do their basic job. We've communicated to PSEG various trees that are down that require them to come in because they are live wires. A tree like this right behind me, sitting across the road in West Hempstead. We've talked to residents. One resident was told the tree will be cleaned by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and power restored. Another resident was told the tree will be done by tomorrow night and hopefully power restored. You cannot tell people on the same block across from one another that they get two different answers. Unacceptable. And as I said, we were promised by PSEG that they'd learned the lessons of the former company that failed us in Superstorm Sandy, and it's unacceptable. And we need answers now. We're about to enter the height of the storm season, and you know what? It's just not tolerable. We want answers. But again, if you do have a tree down, and it is, please be careful. These electrical wires are still active. It is a very dangerous condition. If you don't need to go out today, let these trees be cleared. As I said, the town crews have been out in force since yesterday. We're out last night. We've been out early this morning clearing the trees we're allowed to that do not have electrical wires. If there are wires and trees, the town is not allowed to touch those trees. PSEG has to clear them. We have approximately 65 different locations we've notified PSEG about. But again, it really comes back to the fact that we're there answering the phone calls, we're monitoring social media, and we're responding to you. PSEG had a bigger responsibility, and they failed. At the height of this storm, you couldn't even get through on a phone. You got a text message that said error. Unexcusable. The governor, we're asking you to investigate. We need answers because we cannot have this again. If you do have a problem, please visit the town website, dial 489-5000, and report the tree down. We appreciate all the residents working with us, and we're going to get answers of how and why PSEG has failed Long Island. Thank you all again, and please stay safe.